Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm taking a look at Combined Arms version 1.5. Combined Arms is the module for DCS that, let me see if I'm describing this right, basically gives you the God's eye view to let you be kind of the battlefield commander, and you can jump in and out of various ground vehicles, which is pretty cool. You can vector in air assets as well to take out stuff on the battlefield. I've played it for about 10 minutes before starting this video, so I have some basic controls set up, and I have a little bit of familiarity with it. So this is going to be my first impressions video of Combined Arms version 1.5. I can report that it does work fine with track IR, but there are some limitations, and we'll cover that more in detail once we get into the sim. And calling it a sim is kind of iffy. I don't know if this is actually a simulation, because it would have taken a lot of work for them to model every ground vehicle that you can jump in this. So my guess is it's very loose, and it's more like a War Thunder scenario in a sense, in terms of how things are modeled. And I don't even know that they've modeled them that well, because we'll get into that once we get into the game. So let's take a look at what you get. So this is the background wallpaper that comes with Combined Arms. This is the background music, and again, you guys know how I really appreciate when they do that. They create their own music and include that, which they've done. So it kind of sets the stage very well. So if you go to the icon down here and you go to instant action, you get nothing. So there are no instant action missions for Combined Arms. Kind of a bummer. Let's go to campaign. And as one might expect, there's no campaign for Combined Arms. Let's look at training. And once again, there is no training for Combined Arms. However, what there is if you dig into missions, under the single mission tab, you'll find a listing for Combined Arms. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, about 13 missions for the default Caucasus map, and then you get 4 for the Persian Gulf. So let's take a look at what you got here. We're going to jump into one of these. So, direct and protect command units to capture objectives Alpha and Bravo and Charlie. 1 battery of 2 S-19 self-propelled artillery and 2 Smerch units are available for tasking. 1 flight of 2 Ka-50 is on station and available for tasking. Enemy strength is believed to be 3 armor companies with attached air defense platoon and artillery. So let's jump in. So here we are. We are in the mission. These are our threats. And I'm going to hit fly. I guess that is the default button to start a mission in DCS, but I'm not flying anything. So this may look familiar. This is the map. I'm going to go to satellite. I kind of like the satellite view better. So this is the F10 map that you're probably used to from all your flight sim missions in DCS. And how this works is all these little icons at the top left here have something to do with what's going on. Show labels, show ruler, view engagement areas, view detection areas, show all targets, show all routes. Now, this button right here that's grayed out, let's jump in. I'm going to click this guy. So now I have information down here for this guy. I can set him to fire, return fire, or hold. Auto, green, red, not sure what that's all about. I can set his speed, his formation, set a path for him, in other words, create a waypoint, add a target, and then I don't know what restrictions are. It's not letting me click that. So I have him highlighted. Now that he's highlighted, the tank icon up here, which doesn't give me any context, but I'm going to click it, and here I am. So I'm going to hit insert to go to the external view. and there is a gear up and down. So I have my, I'm more of a keyboard cursor guy than I am a WADS guy for keys. So I set up my controls to be the cursors, and then my gear up and down is going to be the 0 and then the 1 key on the number pad. So if you look to the bottom right hand corner, you're going to see gear R, so I'm in reverse. I'm going to hit it again, I'm in neutral. I'm going to hit it again. Why isn't it? There we go. Going into drive. And the weird part is, track IR is working, but it only works in this external view. I don't know what got destroyed. Nothing I shot at. So I can turn my head with my track IR and see what's going on from this external view, but that's about it. Just getting around this truck. So apparently for these vehicles there is no collision for those poles, because I've hit them a few times. Yet in an airplane there's definite collision for them. I'm going to reset my track IR. So this guy's just scouting everything out. That's pretty much this guy's mission right here. I don't know what that red arrow icon is, but I'm going to hit... Oh, I'm sliding. Spun out a little bit. So I'm going to hit back, which is the brakes. That should stop me. And I'm going to hit the insert key and go back to this. So now I can start shooting things. But I don't think these guns on this thing are going to hit anything from a distance. Yeah, I am way off. Now I'm going to hit Q, and it's supposed to switch my weapons, but yeah, it's not doing it. I don't know what this thing has. Looks like just this little pea shooter here. But basically my mouse, I can just slew this around and hit things, and then I can go into the target view, the first person view of the turret itself, and then slew around, and the second right mouse button will zoom me in. So that's pretty much how this is working from this vehicle. Let's go F10. Let's take a look at the T80. So things are very different now in the T80. Big ass tank. It's a real tank. And I can go into this one. Why they're all facing that way. Yeah, one's facing this way, one's facing that way. I go into drive, spin this guy around. So there's definitely something going on up here. Looks like the artillery's going off. They kind of know where we're at and they're trying to hit us. And you've got a lot more data here. But the zoom doesn't seem to work now either, the right mouse button, so I'm not sure how that goes. Hit my brakes, go to 0. Kind of got some dust flowing there when I did that. And you can shoot. And I don't know how to use these graphs here for distance and all that. I'm not a tank commander. But it looks like this has a little bit more going on in it than the, what is it, the BRDM2 or whatever that, was it a BMP or BRDM2? I always get them confused. Some lighter armored vehicle is what I want to consider those other things. But you can't start plugging things away if you're close enough. And as you see, now my guy here has moved up some. So I'm going to take him I'm going to give him a target. So now I forget how to see what he's doing. Start fire. Yeah, I'm a little confused on how to do some of this. I know that the F2 view will take me into the helicopters that are on the battlefield. So let's do this. I'm not sure how to jump back there. Here's my helichoppers. I'm going to grab them, and I'm going to give them a target. We're going to give them same target as those guys, probably sorting things out. And then look over there to the left, the T-80. That's that T-80 I was in. So he's off to the far right of me. Yep, there goes a shot. There's a Vicar. And we can follow it in, and he's going to nail the Leopard. Boom! Kapow. And another one away. Boom. Now they've done their job. I'm going to task them with something else. Add target and take out this group. It's going to advance forward a little bit. And I'm going to let him do his job. And I'm going to jump over to set a path. Add a target. What is message output? I don't know what that is. Oh, I can change the radius of the target. Okay. This makes sense now. So I just move this and see the little red circle around that target. So I can get him to shoot everything in that. And start fire. Let's see what he does. And as you see, these guys are doing exactly what they were told. Taking out them other leopards. Okay, let's see if I can make the MLRS do something. I don't know how to make them actually... Oh, there we go. Let's give them, well, 0 miles an hour. Guess they don't move very well. How about add a target? We'll pick that. And target radius right there, and start fire. So as you can see, it's kind of the battlefield commander scenario here. He's not really doing what I told him, and I don't know why. But again, I'm pretty new to this, so I'm going to jump in. I'm going to advance on my own here. So I don't know what that red arrow with the little line under it means. Haven't watched any videos or tutorials or anything on this to find out more about it. Just jumped in here because I wanted to give you what I thought would be the best first impressions, because when somebody buys a module, they don't always go watch a video first or read a manual. They just jump in and see what you've got. And that's kind of my take on my first impressions. I want to show everybody, hey, this is what you get if you just jump in here and start fucking around. And I think a lot of people actually do that. Some people would say, oh, you didn't read the manual, or oh, you didn't watch a training video, you didn't try the training missions, you know? Yeah, you're right. You don't read a manual until you get in trouble. Who reads the manual? I think the other thing is, in this day and age, you don't get manuals like you used to. You used to pay $60 for a boxed product, and you got a really nice manual that you could read in the bathroom. Some were even 400 pages and ring bound, you know? You just don't get that these days. It's not the same. Oh, here's a PDF. Let me try reading it on my tiny ass phone, you know? I don't think so. Not my idea of a good time. And I know, yes, you can go print it out. I'm not going to pay however much, $50 for a printer, and then, you know, another $60 for ink, just to print up some stuff that I'm only going to read twice, if that. I seem to do better by doing, learning by doing. There's them KA50s up in the air over there, plugging away. Definitely something smoking up ahead. Must be the leopards that the KA50s took out. So yeah, right now I can't turn my head left to right with my track IR. But I can jump externally and turn left and right all day long. So the track IR only seems to work when I'm in an external view. Kind of a bummer. Then again, I guess if you're in the turret, you're not usually turning your head left to right. You're just looking through the portal that you're given. So I'll give them that. I feel like I'm missing the zoom feature, though. Oh, what does that do? I just hit the middle mouse button. It's just gave me a little red pointer in the middle of the screen. Not quite sure what that's all about. Like I said, this is literally probably the second time I've played this so far. And I think I only played it 10 or 15 minutes before. Okay, here's all the blowed up leopards. Let's hit stop. Whoa, did something hit me? Aha, there's something over here in the distance. Yep, something hit me. Where the hell was that at? Aha, so there were some leopards off over to my right. Fair enough. What are these? Batteries. Let's see what this is to jump in one of these. Oh yeah, look at this thing. So this is like a big piece of artillery, and I have no freaking clue how to use this. Let's shoot it and see where it goes. You know what? How about we go target there. Target there. Radius there. Start firing. See, that's where I'm a little confused. I'm doing this and I'm not seeing these things starting to shoot, so I don't know if I've got to jump in there and begin that myself. Unable to enter vehicle, wrong vehicle type. Really, dude? Battery? Jump in. Yeah, so I don't know why this isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. So there's definitely a lot more to this than what I understand at the moment. Infantry soldier. Here's a Ural. Can't get into that. There is a command vehicle, a BMP-3. I can't jump into that. Clearly there's no collision model for the civilian traffic, and we've known that for a while in plain old DCS world. Because he's just going to drive right through the gunfire. Or did he? Nope. Yeah, it doesn't hurt him. Surprise, not. Probably can't shoot your own guys, though. So that kind of kills some of the immersion factor for me, at least. You can shoot your own guys if you wanted to. Didn't seem to hurt them. So these trucks kind of doing their own thing kind of blows it for me, at least for the immersion factor. They shouldn't even be on the road. But it's whatever. But everything pretty much takes place from this map. Now I've given these guys targets. I don't know why they're not firing on them. Start fire. Let me click this one again. This target. Target radius. Start fire. Add target. Target radius. Start fire. And I don't see anything going off, so not quite sure how that works. I'm going to click these guys though and tell them to stop attacking. Add target over here. Speed. Now I can't make them. I can't make the target radius bigger like you can with these guys for some reason with the helicopters, which is fine. Set path. Go this way. Add target. Why isn't it letting me do that? Add target. Add target. And it drops it, then it goes away. So not quite sure. But this is kind of a quick, dirty overview of what it allows you to do. And I'm sure there's more to it than this. And let's take a look at another one. Let's see. Let's take a look at this one here. This one lets me use U.S. troops. So I am blue team in this one. Now this one looks really busy. Holy crap, there's a lot going on in here. Okay, let me zoom in. I am blue troops this time. So let me zoom in a little and find out what we have. Let's take and jump into an Abrams and see what it looks like. I am hiding in the trees. Not a bad model. Like I said, the models are probably pretty cool, but the textures are just very simple and leave a lot to be desired. But put it in gear. So you have a gear up and a gear down, and it's just drive, reverse, and neutral. So I was hiding in a tree line, but let's see what this gives me. Well, that's kind of a familiar sight from the old Novalogic days. So at least they tried to give you a somewhat realistic looking reticle for an Abrams. And of course you could shoot things. It doesn't really hurt the buildings because we don't have destructible buildings in DCS. Or do we? Yeah, it caused a little bit of fire there. That's interesting. Once again, I'm using track IR so I can turn and see things. Oh, there's something over there. Okay, and let's do this. Oh, come on, 0 speed. Let's see if I can hit this guy. Way short, way short. So what I don't know is why I don't have some kind of range finding. My suspicion is this is just more game than it is a simulation at this point. Okay, I gotta go real far. I'm not close enough. Almost treating it like artillery here. Okay, I think I went behind him a little bit there. Way off. Ooh. I think there's wind, maybe. Okay. That's the bouncing stops. Don't know what got destroyed, but it's not something I did, so looks like I'm going to have to get closer to do any damage here. So as you can see, it really is more of a game than it is a sim. I kind of expected as much. It is a very nice tactical commander God's eye view of everything that's going on, which is cool. Oh shit. So I'm sure the T-80 is going to hit me before I can hit him. Oh look, we got Mi-24 Hinds out there too. That is not going to go well. Yeah, that's bad news. Okay, let me go back and let me find my assets. So I have some F-16s. Let's take them guys and send them in to take out these T-80s. Oh, I clicked too fast. Grab him, add a target, zoom in, hit the target. Oh, okay. So I can't, with the air assets, I can't choose a range like you can with the ground ones, like to make the circle around it, which is fine. So now, if I hit the F2 key, it's going to give me that air asset. And he looks like he's loaded for bear. He's got some Mavericks on him there. There we go, Maverick away. I've also got a Predator in the air that I can jump into and see what's going on. And you can see all these little red dots down here in the distance. And I know I have labels turned on, everybody's going to lose their mind. Let's take these A-10s and let's grab them and let's give them something to shoot at too. So I'm going to add a target. I'm going to grab that and go. They're off behind the F-16s. So we got Warthogs and Vipers in the air as assets. Turn the labels off for a minute. And away. And let's see what they're going to do. Ooh, they're getting fired upon. And this Viper doesn't give a shit, clearly. Oh, he should have. Well, the AI is not known for being smart in DCS. So this is the red team's Hind helicopters doing their thing. And just like in DCS, I can keep hitting F2 and it'll cycle me around all my air assets that are in the air at the moment. Couple Predators, couple Warthogs. Looks like I got a Viper left over here. Let's go back to F10. He shot in, no, that's A10 shooting the Mavericks at that guy. Let's grab this F16, let's send him back. Add target, take out this ZSU. And F2. You should be turning around. So this is kind of cool. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my god, this is awesome, because it's not. But if you're familiar with the battlefield of DCS already, I'd imagine you can use the mission editor to create some of your own scenarios or modify scenarios. And it is on free to play for the entire month. And that's the main reason I downloaded it to check it out. And I think it's only like 20 bucks when it's on sale. So would I buy it? Not entirely sure. I might. The one thing keeping me from that is the fact that it doesn't support VR. Everything else in DCS does. that's a Maverick. Okay, so he's not shooting on the Hinds yet. Okay, I'm going to add a target, take out these Hinds now. Let's see if he'll pay attention to that. Oh, the A-10 is taking out. There's a couple more F-16s. Boom. Good night, Irene. There goes the A-10. How awesome was that? He just swooped in, hit him with a Sidewinder, and got the hell out of Dodge. So that is my first impressions of combined arms. Looks like I got a little bit to learn about it, but I think I've got the gist of it. It's kind of a tactical God's eye view battlefield commander scenario where you can vector in some air assets, and I haven't figured out how to move or make the ground assets do what you're telling them, because I created the path and I created the targets, and they don't seem to fire upon things when I told them to do that. So there's that. It seems I'm able to figure out how to make the air assets go attack something, which is cool. But it's pretty much just a, for lack of a better term, a generic real-time strategy game using the existing DCS engine and assets. So just to reiterate, this is from their webpage about combined arms, and it says combined arms gives you control of ground forces during the battle. Use the command map to move ground forces, set artillery fire missions, and control the ground battle. Assume the role of the Joint Terminal Attack Controller, JTAC, in multiplayer, and designate targets for player-controlled close air support aircraft, or directly control armor vehicles or air defense weapons and engage the enemy. This is something I didn't get to check out because I don't do multiplayer very much. And then it also goes on to say, play DCS Combined Arms as a real-time strategy game, a first-person armor warfare game, or direct the ground battle from the cockpit of DCS aircraft like the A-10 Warthog, KA-50 Black Shark, or P-51D Mustang. Combined Arms supports both single and multiplayer gameplay. When in multiplayer, different players can take on different roles, such as artillery commanders, tank commanders, pilots, JTACs, etc. Combined Arms allows you full control of the battle. All roles can be changed dynamically during battle. So I didn't look at some of these other options, but I just wanted to be clear so nobody says, well, you didn't try this other stuff. Well, I didn't really see it. It's not really all that clear of how to do this stuff, and I didn't really look into the manual yet. Again, my whole take of my first impressions video is that. Jump in, start seeing if you can figure it out, show people what you get the moment you open up the software, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. So I think Combined Arms has great potential. I think as the strategy game it's kind of fun. I don't know about mixing, doing that while I'm in the Warthog. I don't know realistic it would be for me in an A-10 flying along, stopping what I'm doing, and then going to that map and doing stuff. You know what I mean? I would think that would break the immersion and make it less of a simulation for me. That's just me, though, and that is my opinion of the scenario. Others may feel otherwise, and one thing I've learned while putting together videos for this channel is there is a variety of opinions on how to do things in DCS or in simulations in general, and there's a variety of different type of players. But as you see, they go in and say basically strategy game, armor warfare game, and then or direct ground battle from the cockpit. So it's definitely a game, because that was my question of how well they simulated things. And you are in first-person armored warfare doing the tanks, you are playing a strategy game from the commander's view, and then you can do some stuff from aircraft like the A-10, the KA-50, and the P-51D. I haven't seen where to do that yet. It didn't seem like that was included in the variety of missions that they give you, but I'm gonna, like I said, go online. I'm going to see if I can find some missions that are designed for the World War II Assets Pack and Combined Arms combined, and try it out in World War II, and then possibly make a video as well of trying to utilize the combined arms stuff from the cockpit of a Warthog or a K-50 or a Mustang and see what that experience is like. But this, again, is my first impressions. This isn't a review. This is just, hey, I jumped in, I got this, I loaded it up for the first time without reading a manual, watching a video. Here's what you can expect. And that's what needs to be kept in perspective when anybody watches any of my first impressions videos. It is not a be-all, end-all opinion of the product. It is an opinion of what the experience is like jumping in there, starting it up for the first time, and checking it out sight unseen. So just to be clear, as always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit that like button. And until next time.